Hello everyone and welcome back to another Minecraft update video. It is the first snapshot of 2016, that's right, it is 16w02a and it's another bug fix snapshot. Again, they are just tweaking the game, getting rid of all the bug fixes, and I can't help but feel that a full release is coming soon. But no official word on it yet. I don't think they're in a rush. I think they want to make this a very well polished and fixed up release. Anyway, there are some things to talk about, so we're going to go through them one by one. First of all, Armorstands have had a tag that they have changed. I don't know the full ins and outs of how this works, but if we summon one in right here, it has the glowing outline effect. So let's put on this chest plate and these boots as well. And you can hear there's little sound effects for doing that now. That's actually added in a previous one. The outline goes all the way around the armor stand and the armor. Now, if we change the tag, which at the moment is 0b, it's called marker. If we change it to 1b, you'll see that it no longer outlines the armor stand and it just outlines the armor itself. So that can be very useful for map makers. You know, imagine the armor stand there is invisible, then you can make it look like, you know, you have invisible entities coming towards you or something along those lines. Anyway, this next change is listed as reducing the size of mobs on the mob cages so that they appear inside of them. I think the only one that's been changed here is the ghast. So the ghast is obviously a very big mob. When you put it on the mob spawner, it almost covers it up. Some of you may have seen that. If not, you know, the ghast is rendered very big and you can barely see the cage. Now, it's been changed, but its legs still creep out of the bottom, and the way it's listed on the bug tracker, it suggests that they wanted to have the mobs entirely inside the cage. So you can see over here, it's not the same for the Enderman, who's got his head sticking out the top, and the top of the witch's hat as well. But nice little change right there. And let's move on to the next one, which is to do with snowballs and eggs. If you throw these at mobs and entities, they have a knockback effect, and apparently this didn't work if you used a dispenser. So you can guess what the change is. If we hit this guy with a snowball, he gets knocked off. Now, I know what you're thinking. Hey, didn't that cow go to the left? But that's where the snowball came from. This is something I've noticed in this snapshot. Probably a bug that's going to get fixed. But knockback seems to work in the opposite direction. Except, of course, when you're recording. Then it works just fine. But I found myself taking damage when I've been testing things. And it felt like, you know, I was falling in one direction backwards. And I would jump forward when I landed. So something a little bit odd going on there. Anyway, let's move on to buttons, because these have never had a corresponding tool that works for them. So let's go into survival mode, and let's go into creative mode and pick up those tools first. What I'm talking about here is when you punch something like this, you can see it breaks at a very slow speed, and it didn't matter what tool you used, if you had efficiency or not, they would always break at that speed. But now they've been given a tool, and the axe is for the wooden button, so you can see it breaks a lot faster, and the pick is for the stone button. So this next one is a change that I'm sure has been reversed in the past before. Yeah, explosions when you're in creative mode will push you around, and I'm sure it used to be a case of that happened and they went, that's a little bit silly, you're in creative mode, you don't want to be pushed around by an explosion, so they changed it back, or at least got rid of it. And for some reason it didn't work that time. I think it's because I'm flying, actually. Maybe if I'm down in the water, yeah, you can see it made me jump up a little bit, which it wouldn't have done. So now they affect the creative player a little bit. I don't know what's going on there. They change it back and forth like a fair few things in this game. This next one is to do with the creeper. Let's go into survival mode. We've also changed the game out of peaceful mode. We're going to summon in a creeper. And there he is, and we're going to make him explode. And we're going to pay attention to the pattern. There you go. It's not really a pattern, is it? And now I'm down here. Let's go into game mode 1 and fly back up top. I'm talking about the animation that happens when just before when it explodes. When it goes white like that, you can now see the full creeper skin, and that didn't work at all, did it? Okay, let's try that one again, because it failed miserably. So what we're going to pay attention to is the creeper, and the way it does that flashing animation before it explodes. So let's pay attention. There you go, you saw it, and what's changed is that it used to flash fully white and you couldn't see the creeper's skin while it was doing that. In previous versions of the game that wasn't actually the case. Someone spotted that, pointed it out, and so now you'll still be able to see the creeper's skin when it goes white. Anyway, we've got one last thing to show you, and that is just a small change. If you summon a ender dragon in creative mode in the overworld, it will just stay put now. It will just stay in one space and not fly around. So there we have it, first snapshot of 2016, and doesn't that look weird right there? Anyway, if you enjoyed it, please do leave a like on the video, and if you're interested, I thought I'd mention that later on today I'll be streaming on Hermitcraft over at twitch.tv/xisuma, so link in the description box if that interests you. I'll probably be live about an hour and a half to 2 hours after this video goes up. Anyway, that's it from me. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.